And we're back. And we're back. So, oh, okay, I didn't have it plugged in. So we're back. So now follow along. One of the things that the FBI and obviously certain local police try to do is they try to pattern themselves after like the FBI. And one of the things that the FBI is key to them is what they call profiling someone. What does this person like to eat? Where do they, what triggers them? What makes them happy? What makes them sad? By knowing these things, they then can predict behavior. Okay? And happy Sabbath family to you, Martha Ingram. Anyway, so my point being to you, there many times they will dedicate their resources to understanding a gang, the hierarchy, who's the leader, what he like to do, what he don't like to do, who are his generals, what's their responsibility, how do they go after doing different things, who's the disciplinarian, how do they get the money, etc. They do all of this research before they indict because they're gathering intelligence about the operation of this particular organization. So that's what they're doing. They're just gathering intelligence. So here's the situation. Putin became invisible. What you mean? Well, after Gorbachev, if we had looked at the fact that this man was a KGB, they mind altogether different. What made him become calm, not aggressive, very decisive? He was setting everybody up. He was setting everybody up. He was making sure that he got Russia stable financially. He let some Western, let them come in, some entertainment. But all the while, he was laying in the cut because he was a KGB trained operative. And that means that if you are a Ku Klux Klan, I doubt very seriously that you can turn around and want to be a leader for the Black Lives Matter. I would look at you like, I know y'all kidding, right? Because that's how you was trained. And so we overlooked him. It's a demute man, 5'7", smaller man, not aggressive. He began to show aggression a little with Syria, Afghanistan. But let me tell you what he did. You ready? He said to the United States, you lied about Libya. You lied about Syria. You lied about Afghanistan. You liars. That's how he felt the whole time. But he didn't give his game up. I'm going to parallel this to how we react, and especially women. We find something out, we go crazy. I know you right. Sis, lay low. Tell you. Okay. That includes, can y'all hear me? Let's see. Sound went out. That's what I thought. Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, anyway. Okay, great. That includes at your job. If you feel that they coming for you, load up. Oh, you indicated that I was late. Well, on this particular day, Tommy Jones was late. Don't give them no game. If you know somebody coming for you, you got to do your own recognizance. You got to be able to get documents of what everybody else is doing too. Okay? So that you can be able to say, well, I'm just curious. I know I'm being disciplined. But what about Amy, Frank, Judy, and Phil? Because I have documentation showing that they indulge in conduct just like mine, but greater. I have dates and times, emails, etc. You know what I tell people who are having issues with their job? This is how you get somebody. Say, for instance, I call Karen Williams, and I say, Karen, I noticed that you're a little late, and you give me a reason. I say, but listen, that's okay. If it's a family issue, that's fine. That's good. Oh, I'm sorry, Karen. I didn't know it was your family. Just come in when you want to. You ready for it? Karen Williams is supposed to say, Dear Vonda Evans, pursuant to our conversation, you stated XYZ and you send them an email. Why? Because now I got it in writing. See what I'm saying? So when they say, I never told her that. I said you had to be in at 9 o'clock. She did say her mom's ill. I never told her to come in. But if I send you an email and you fail to respond to that email and it's directed to you, then the law says, well, maybe you must have done it, because a reasonable person would have responded under that circumstance. So what you always do is this. You say, pursuant to our conversation. But what you do is you get intelligence. You don't go off on nobody, cussing them out. Y'all wrong. You don't lay low. I love that too. And get all your documents. And that is what Putin did. He just kind of laid low. Okay, Janice Roberson, having been a unit rep and a paralegal, that paper trail is a killer. Hey, Kevin, that's what you got to do. You got to lay low. When God give you the vision, it's about to go sideways. That's when you start documenting stuff, documenting it, watching stuff, taking videos, taking pictures, doing everything, documenting. So that's what my man did. Y'all want to see? You like the Guess jeans? Come on over here, Guess. Y'all like Calvin Klein? Come on over here, Calvin Klein. You want Mercedes Benz? Well, they over here. Come on. You like Rolex? What he did is opened up this market so that people were so distracted by these Western creature comforts that they forgot to see what he was doing. He was like this. Y'all eating in the front? You want? I got some liquor. I got food. Go ahead. And in the back, he doing everything he need to do. Everything. They in there laughing and joking, drinking champagne, having a good time. He in there making files, doing everything. Because remember, you control what you feed. I tell the oligarchs, I made y'all. So if prayer room florals, I put her on. I say, prayer room florals, I'm going to take your business from making $10,000 a month to $1 million. Then prayer rooms florals owes me. If I do the same with Julia Thompson, okay, so this your business, I'm going to make you a billionaire. He didn't make these people millionaires. He made them billionaires. He knew what they wanted. The luxury yachts, all you can eat caviar till you get sick. It's like putting somebody on drugs. You introduce them to something that you control. You want some weed, want some cocaine. Then whenever they become dependent, they look to you to give it to them. But then there is a point when you say, now, in order for me to give you this dope, you got to do what I want you to do. You with me? Because I can take it from you. And you start to say, okay, oh, it was good while it lasted. Because remember, these people was broke. There are some oligarchs who, these people, they were not like millionaires. They was broke. They was $100 heirs. And now they're billionaires. So, but they're billionaires because he gave them control of these industries. So he who gives can take away. That's why you be careful who you let give you stuff. Then you be sleeping, and then all of a sudden they tighten up that noose around your neck and you looking crazy. Why? Because you allowed yourself to depend on them. You can't do that. So, they like, well, damn, we got to roll with him. But they afraid. They're like, damn, he gave this to us. Putin is the richest man in the world, allegedly in excess of 200 billion, because every industry and personal income tax, he gets some of that money. But let me ask you something. I'm gonna give me some my old heads like me. It got to a point, in my life where I had all of the little materials, little designer bags and all of that, and been on my trips. I wanted something greater. I wanted to have a greater relationship with God. I began to think differently. That's what Putin is. I'm 68 years old, 69 years old. I got to do what I got to do. If I got a health challenge, okay, whatever. That means I got to go faster. I got to get what I want. I deferred it long enough. It got to be handled. Now he in war zone. He deferred it as long as he could. But you and I both been there. My daughter be like, can I wear your? I don't even care about that stuff. Yep, go ahead. Just don't get it dirty, whatever. Because you understand that toward the end of your life, your legacy is what you're more concerned about. And as a result, you will further that. Many people, who are accountants, doctors, might go into ministry, become volunteers. They do things that money is not attached to. That's what he's doing. He tightening it up because he never believed in it. He was sickened by it. He enjoyed it, but he didn't like it. And so now he like, I have to live out my legacy, and I got to get these countries back, and I got to tighten up my people. For those of you who do not know or do, Facebook, Twitter was banned as of Saturday. They do not have access to that. That's over with. So Facebook is gone, Twitter's gone, CNN is gone. They shutting it down. It is too much. Because see, now somebody in your family get in trouble and everybody get in trouble. Your mother just tightened down everybody. Ain't no TV for nobody. Ain't nobody gonna watch on TV. Ain't nothing that. That's what he doing. And it's his belief that they will ultimately, the people, go back to being and believing the way that they should be. And then they will not be deluded in their belief by Western democracy. We tried it. I didn't like it, but he never believed in it. He never wanted it because he saw it deteriorate the way that he thought. And so as a result, this who he always been the whole time. But he was a sleeper. And we didn't peep game because he wasn't kicking indoors. See, sometimes you can get more done by just keeping your mouth shut and making observations and taking notes and taking pictures. Don't say nothing. They can't read you. And as a result, we didn't try to read them because it was only a game for a little bit. It's like a rope. If I give you enough rope, you'll hang yourself. So now you got these oligarchs who are selling their stuff. Because you know what? Follow along. You with me? Y'all with me? Is this good? I hope it is. Because I've been thinking about this. My daughter was like, I don't want to hear no more. But this good. So prayer room florals. I said, girl, I made you. I said, what's your net worth now? You said, after I met you, I'm worth about 50 million. And I said, girl, I just got to move in a different direction. She gonna say, you know what? I'm rolling with you. Let it go. You roll with me. I'm gonna keep a couple dollars. But guess what? You brought me into the game. And this is how I am. If somebody invite me to the basketball game and they can't come, I ain't gonna hide in the bathroom. They gotta roll out. I gotta roll out. Because I'm with the people that brought me. That's loyalty. And so what he's doing is they selling their stuff. But it's some of them that's going to be like Jay-Z. You get blinded by the lights of Hollywood. And I'm not giving my yacht up. I ain't giving up my way of living. I'm not going back. I'm not doing that. I like this. Oh, you got to go? Well, I'm still sitting on the front row. I ain't going. You go, but I'm not going. That's going to be his problem. And those are the people who I believe are going to be more dangerous to him. There's an oligarch, former in the United States who has put $1 million bounty on him for him to stand responsible for war crimes. He done put $1 million on the table. Now follow along. With all of these sanctions, see, this is what Biden doing. And Biden got game. I ain't going to do it. But if I cut your people off, they going to do it to you. Because they ain't going to want to give up that lifestyle. Can you imagine? There were, there's a oligarch who said that, he downsized. He's selling a soccer team, I think for $3.2 billion. He just said he had, get rid of whatever, and he gonna donate the money to the Ukraine. He used to fly his wife's 4 corgi dogs around the world in a private jet. You think that people gonna go back to hunting venison and deer and eating that? They're not. And they're gonna turn on him. That is a danger. When you create something, them people will turn on you. You get what I'm saying? So I think he's factored that in already. So he's distancing himself from them. He ain't messing with them people because he know in a minute, when you take their yachts, when you take their apartments in Miami, in Monte Carlo, you know what they're going to do in a minute? They're going to be like, he in the back bedroom. Oh, hey, what's up? Because their greed will do it. How we know? Lazarus gave up Jesus, didn't he? For a couple dollars. Money will make people give up people. But now we ain't talking about money. We talking about lifestyle. We talking about they are now confiscating super yachts worth $600 million. Oh, so then you taking it to the Maldives? That's cute. We're going to be right in the middle saying, where's your paperwork? And we're going to cut you off. They're letting them see. And what they're doing is they're putting that noose tighter on these people's necks. And they're going to have to choose. Should I be loyal to the man that put me on? Or do I say, I got to be loyal to my pockets? And that's where your problem's going to be. And we will see that. And these people, you have to understand, many of these billionaires, they don't think like me and you. They'll shut some stuff down in a minute if it ain't making money. Because if it ain't making dollars, it ain't making sense. But I ain't gonna say, well, just leave it open because my grandmama worked there. They'd be like, shut that down. No, I'm sorry. Okay. I remember meeting a woman in Florida. You know, there are a lot of Russian Jews. I mean, they're Russian Jewish people there. This woman said that she was owned a unit, and they told the person, the realtor, it's not for sale. He says everything is for sale. She paid $300,000. They offered her $1.5 million and wanted to know how soon can you vacate. They don't play games like that. They ain't playing them little cheap games. They like, hey, money is a tool. My point being to you, do you think that they're going to get that up and go back to leading and living a traditional communist socialist life? Will they say, forget it? Here, I don't want none of this. Let me take this off. Here, y'all can have it. I don't want that. I don't know. He used money and power as a bait to get him where he is, but they became familiar with it. It became a lifestyle. I don't know if they're willing to give that lifestyle up. That's why you have so many sanctions, because the democratic countries say, we ain't got to do it. If we cut them off like that, his own people gonna do him. That's the art of war, right? So what happens is that when a person can't get me, they get my daughter. If they can't get me, they mess with my husband or my wife. But they coming for me. But the message is going to be sent through them. It's called the art of war. And what I want you all to understand is emotion is beautiful. I love it. But when you start to be analytical, stop being so emotional, you get so much more done. You can beat people at their game, whether it's in the boardroom or in the bedroom. You just got to know your game. And you got to stop being so emotional, because nobody likes nothing emotional. You hear what I'm saying? So, ladies, for y'all out there, I'm sick of him cheating. I'm going to get enough paperwork, figure out where all of the stocks and bonds are, 401ks, taking some pictures of his credit cards to see him out here tricking in these streets, so that when I come, you're going to leave, because I got the what? Evidence. I got it. You remember, hon, back in 1987, 2017, when you said that you were at a family reunion? Well, you weren't, because I've got you in Las Vegas. You ain't tell me? No, but I have proof of it. And even though Michigan's no fault, I can show that you dissipated your money and our money on your extracurricular activities. Now, what do you want to do? You want to get dragged through this mud, or you want to voluntarily give it to me? It's your choice. Huh? You gotta stop being so emotional. I love that about Black people. We are some of the best people. Our hearts are so good. We would nurse other people's babies. We just are that kind of people. But we got to get away from the emotion. Emotion has its place. But being able to have discernment and being able to educate, execute, baby, let me tell you, that's a real game. That's when you're taking it to the mile high. You understand what I'm saying? Stop making decisions based on emotions. Well, I can't stand my cousin. She be playing me all the time, but I got to because that's family. Says who? With tears in my eyes, you got to go. Because guess what? I would rather be alone than confusion. My name used to stay in stuff when I had about 25, 50 friends. Well, you said this and you said that and blowing my phone up, everything. Let me tell you something. Don't nobody call my phone now but my clients. And guess what? It's way more peaceful. You know why? Because my name ain't involved in all of that mess. And I love it. I love it. I miss it? Yes, I do. Not if I'm being real, but when I've revisited it, I know why I left it. Because it's messy. And I don't want to be there. Because that's not how my mind works now. You understand what I'm saying? If my mind, if it ain't about money, it ain't about nothing, okay? Or God, now that, but other than that, you know what I'm saying? And as a result, I had to get out of the three-way calls and the girlfriends and this, because I was, well, you said, and you told Veronica that. I ain't got time for that. So I had to say, excuse me, I got to go to the bathroom. And I got the hell on out of there and I ain't turned back. Okay? You got to make decisions to move you ahead. And they don't involve being emotional. You understand that? Some things you got to make decisions because that's what you need to do. And I talked about it. And look at Kevin. You know you can roll them eyes. Okay? But I had talked about it on a positive affirmation. I did not want to ever divorce. But when things started playing themselves out, I said, what would you tell your best friend? And I wrote down all the things that got worse and all the things that was good. And the bad outweighed the good. And I had to pull myself to the side. Come here, boo. You got to do this because it's right for you. It don't feel good to you, but it's right for you. Because that's what I would have told my best friend. And don't worry about, well, you a failure, what people going to say. I had to do what's right for me. But that was not an emotional decision. It was a very practical decision. What I'm learning now is that people who are most successful in life make very few emotional decisions. Who they marry, the type of woman or man, it's not emotional. Well, he laid that down. It's none of that. No. They're looking at, can you be a good mother? Will you be a good companion to me? Will you give up everything to make sure that I'm happy? Those are the things they're looking at. They're not looking at all, oh, he made me feel so good when I be with him. Oh, I just feel so good. They ain't looking at all that. Neither is Putin. So the situation is very different. You set them people up to enjoy and live a lifestyle that you're ready to walk away from. I don't know if they're ready to walk away from it. The opulence we have no idea of. We see these little, like little Kanye and stuff, they're baby billionaires. Okay, these is multi-billionaires. Okay, I'm talking about, you understand what I'm saying? Just making show enough moves, getting them buying a $600 million yacht, and then turning around and getting a $2 billion deal. So, it all money out, no money in to make you broke. These all money out, some money out, all money in. They own diamond mines. There were people, they sold their diamond mines for $50,000 when the USSR converted for little of nothing because of fear of the government. So he said, hey, Dana, that's your diamond mine. Trish, you gonna run you gonna be Verizon. Vivian, you gonna run technology. He had a list. And then was his people he made. So when I came in and I said, you enjoy your billions, who is responsible? All right. It's no different than any other type of organization. He who pays the piper calls the tune. I just don't know about this one. And that is where I'm on the bubble. I don't know if them people gonna give up that lifestyle for communism to flourish again. Because what if they said the head of NATO, and oh, this hurt me. They said that if we say no fly zone and we got to hit one of them Russian planes, they coming after us. And that there has been enough bloodshed and that they will not implement a no-fly zone. Okay. That is probably going to topple Ukraine. And they called it. See, I agree with many people that, what is going on. I can't even get no sleep. I'm just talking about it. But here's the situation. We took this man for granted and we didn't do enough. And had we done enough, we'd have kept our foot on his neck because that's the only thing that he understands. So when he doing this, if we call for one no-fly zone and they fly up there, NATO got to shoot it down. And if they knock out one Russian plane, it's on. Because what he said, if the Western nations get themselves involved in what we doing, they'll regret it. And it's the worst thing that they done seen in their history because it's on and popping. Stay out of our way and let us handle our business. Now, you can give them some guns. You can give them some tanks. You can do all of the above. But if you kill one of our people, it's on and popping. And let me tell you what I told you. What I say about that man that killed somebody. He said the first time that he pulled the trigger was the hardest. After that, it got easy. You done killed them people and you killing them people in Ukraine. You don't think that it bother you to go ahead and drop a bomb in Europe, drop one in Detroit, drop one in Philly. It's on and popping. I'm there now. I'm there. I'm here. Okay? So I'm not going back. I'm here. But I tell you, the hardest thing to do is to pull that trigger the first time. After that, it get easy. We in some serious stuff right now. This man, the bullying part, that's over. He in it. And he in it to win it. We got to outthink him. But had we been thinking all along, we would have understand the game he played with us. Oh, we played ourselves. We so interested in meeting with him and letting them walk the rose gardens and stuff. All along that he had this plan. Barack Obama said that he has a tough exterior, but a thin interior. Let me say this to you. Have you ever had a situation that you try to control, but when you popped and you was ready, it was on and popping in? That's where this man is. Because now you making me look like a punk. And I ain't going out like that. And as he called France, said, listen, as we speak, I was going to get some of Ukraine, but now I'm coming for all of it. You hear them bombs? I'm on it. That's like somebody being at your friend's house, calling you on the phone while they killing your friend. And say, listen, I'm coming for the rest of the family. That was the message. He not playing now. He ready to go. And my question to all of us, if we don't have something that is worth dying for, what's life really mean? It has to be something that we have to say, I will die for that. I will die for that. But we have gotten so caught up in the creature comforts of this world that we're not willing to do that. You understand what I'm saying? This country was founded on violence. It was founded on the right to say, listen, we want it, we going to get it, and I don't care what nobody say, I'm going to have it. Point blank, period. That's how it's going. So that's not something new. But we've been away from it so long. We've been away from it, shoot. What you say, Kevin? What? 40, 50 years? We in the, doing a halftime show. Hey, ho, drinking our champagne. And they ain't been asleep. So now we're like, what the hell happened? They've been preparing the whole time. Outrunning us, getting ready. And then now we're like, what happened? That was our fault. We slept on that man, knowing where he came from, but doubting that he had the capabilities. We slept on him. Shame on you. That's why I'm telling you, stop sleeping on people. We sleeping on people, okay, that got an ulterior motive to do us in, and we sleeping on them. Oh, that's my girl. She cool. She got my back. She cool. And then when you look up, your grievances is based on everything she cool wrote about you when you thought y'all was cool, and she done wrote it up on you. Okay? You got to start sleeping. And my mama say, Ed closed eye ain't sleep. Stop sleeping on folks. Y'all been sleeping. And what's so amazing. Phoenix, you ready? You ready, Phoenix? This happened right after the Super Bowl. Well, let them have their entertainment. Let them. They love the football. Just let them. But when they wake, he had been preparing the whole time. Ain't that something? Laid on us. And we were worried about the Super Bowl. They said that Kremlin, baby, they don't even know where that man is. He got technology everywhere. He has a bunker in Siberia. They said that 15 years ago, it got a whole city. It got generators. It got everything waiting to be manned. That's where his family gonna be. He don't give a damn about himself. He's at the point where I don't have a desire to die, but if I gotta die for what I believe in, then it's worth it. And that is where he is with this. If you don't have something you're willing to die for, then what do you have to live for? And that's real. And we have gotten so accustomed to wanting material things and having life so easy that we don't have those conversations anymore. Die? What I got to die for? For democracy? Oh, no, I'm not doing all that. No, you kidding? Die for religion? No, not really. Because we become so greedy. And that's how we got blindsided. You understand what I'm saying? One of the things that I'm gonna get to it. South Africa, Nelson Mandela said, what kept me alive is I did 500 push-ups. And I would force myself. Every morning I had to do that. 3 times a day I had to do that. So I kept my mind right. We in here eating Snickers and candy bars. What you talking about? And that man in there, in that little room, working it out. Nelson Mandela came out of prison, lived about 30 years. Okay, lived good. Okay, and he was locked up for 25 because he kept his mind right. And we have to understand that and stop sleeping on relationships. Stop becoming so emotional. Sitting back, calling game what it is. Call it what it is. Now, if you want to deal with it, I'm with you. But call it what it is. Okay? When you know your husband, your boo out there going out having sex with every damn body but you, and you want to stay, it's okay, boo. I already know what time it is. But I just want to know if this is what I want. Just don't delude yourself. That is the problem that people, I got the problem with that. But if that's what I want to accept, that ain't your business. It ain't Trish business. Ain't Joe business. Ain't Glenda. Yeah, I know my ex, or I know my husband ain't blah, 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 but that's my choice to deal with it. I'm with that. Okay. And I ain't gonna get nobody's business. My point being to you, understand the game and accept it. But what you all do, and I included, getting emotional. You got to go into hermit mode because Putin been in it. He ain't cussing nobody out. He ain't doing none of that. He got game though. When we go left, he go right. When we go up, he go down. When he okay, because he been doing this while we've been sleeping and partying and eating donuts and doing a Super Bowl. This man has planned this out. He's playing this war game out to one man is standing, whether it be him or somebody else, because he is willing to die for this. He said, this is about my legacy. I'm willing to die for it. And as a result, if you are willing to die for something, you are dangerous because death won't stop you. You keep coming. He ain't coming for nothing that ain't his. But for what he believes is his and what was part of USSR, he coming. And after they get him, he gonna get the rest of them countries. And if they don't join NATO, they're gonna be right for the picking. I'm gonna have that. That's what he is. And he gonna lock them people down in that country and say, the Western lifestyle is over with. Y'all gonna eat venison. Y'all gonna go back to hunting what y'all need, and you're gonna listen to me every a week. Okay? And we're gonna be like China. China is like, what? You know what China telling them? Let's put it on there. Vladimir, silly. You should have never took your foot off their necks. Never. But Putin didn't have no way to get in there. So he became friends with a mayor of Petersburg. Oh, my friend, I love you. When he got in there, put that man in jail, and it was on and popping. But in China, they said, don't never take your foot off their neck. The greatest danger is to let a slave understand freedom. As long as you don't understand freedom, you're going to stay on the plantation. But the minute you understand that there is an alternative, guess what? You're going to go. China ain't doing nothing. They sitting right on down. They ain't got no problems. And his point being to them, you did too much. You shouldn't have let your people understand democracy. You shouldn't have let your people understand freedom, and you shouldn't have had them understand yachts, boats, and all of that. That ain't for them. That's just for us. Now you got a problem on your hands. But China don't have no problem. And they've been rolling like that. But they never let those people taste democracy. You understand? And that is a challenge that is before him. I mean, we may not agree because we are a democratic country and we do believe in democracy, but they don't. And they believe that there's only a select few that should govern the masses because the masses are not learned enough and too emotional to make decisions that are right for the country. So as a result, you only have the few to preside over the masses. We tend to believe that, well, we don't have that same thing. We have elections. But who decides who's president? The lay vote, the Electoral College. It's a check on us. So in reality, it's always the select few that's making decisions for the masses. But he allowed them participation. He allowed them to believe. Now you just don't know what's going to happen. Are these people going to actually turn on him? And I think that that is a concern. Oh, I'm so sorry. So anyway, we got Carl on the line. Carl. Uh-oh. I think we're going to have to go to a station identification. I lost my signal. We'll be back.